shock to the system for a lot of clients who are having bigger tax bills to pay. There's a sweet spot where you could be actually better off. One of my clients is actually better off. Just tell me the bottom line. I don't want to know the ins and outs.
Well, hello and welcome to the About Small Business catch-up sessions. In this edition, I'm chatting to Alison Smith from Mark Stanley Accountants, my accountant, so clearly there is a recommendation for you if you're looking for an accountant. Alison, thanks very much for speaking to me again.
Pleasure.
And you've had quite an interesting year, haven't you? Because as I understand it, the office has grown.
The office is
as in you've got an employee now, haven't you?
I have got an employee. I did have an employee last time we spoke.
Right.
But she's actually on maternity leave now.
Right.
So I'm back to being just me. Until the summer, she'll be back. And I have missed her a lot.
I bet you have.
But so it's been very hectic.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year, with April's always busy month with payroll, VAT, accounts. Everything just happens in a perfect storm in April. But we're getting through it. So, all good.
Fantastic. And as I came in the office, you've also got your dog here.
I have. She just works part time.
Are you that desperate because you've got so much going on? I thought, right, that'll do.
Need some company. She's here some of the time, just so that she's not on her own at home. It's a bit cooler in the office as well, so.
Yeah.
Yes, she enjoys the company.
Brilliant. And I mean, there's been quite a lot of changes, certainly as regards employment law and things like that, haven't there as well?
There has. Especially employers' national insurance has changed massively this year, so it's a big shock to the system for a lot of clients who are having bigger tax bills to pay for their employers, and even if they're just on their own and they're not entitled to employment allowance, they've got employers' national insurance to pay. So that's been a big change for payroll, but it's what it is. We have to just go with it and make the best of it.
Obviously, that's coming alongside minimum wage, hasn't it, as well?
Minimum wage has been a big hike this year. So if there's a lot of employees on, and that sort of has repercussions for all employees, because the squeeze of salaries goes into a smaller band, really. It's great for people at the lower end, getting a big increase in pay, but at the top end it's not quite so great for businesses trying to juggle the finances and pay everybody.
Has it affected you a lot? Obviously, as I've said, you do have an employee, is it?
It's not too bad. You get employment allowance for small businesses who've got more than one employee. So I'm an employee as well. You're entitled to employment allowance, and that's up to £10,000 employment allowance. So for small businesses, it's fine. You're covered by that employment allowance. You don't have that employer's national insurance. If you're just a single person on your own, as an employee for a limited company, then that has consequences for salaries. And if you're a much bigger company, so there's a sweet spot where you could be actually better off. One of my clients is actually better off because the employment allowance has gone up from 5,000 to 10,000.
Right.
So it's all depending on how many employees you've got and what salaries there are.
So a bit more detail
there is
behind the headline.
In tax, it's never straightforward.
Which is good for you.
It is, but it can be quite complicated, and to explain to clients as well. You can see people's eyes glazing over and just tell me the bottom line. I don't want to know the ins and outs. it's probably more complicated than it needs to be honest with you.
Is that, I mean, joking aside, is that quite frustrating for you when you are trying to explain to people?
It can be. And there's this department, I don't know whether it's still going now, but it was the Office of Tax Simplification, and it didn't really simplify tax. Tax, the problem is it's covering all bases with tax. So the government try and do one thing with one aim, but then it has consequences for something else, and then they try and avoid people committing fraud with it, so they put something else in place, and so it becomes this monster that's more complicated, and so for the average Joe, you can see how frustrated people get, but it can be overly complex.
And I suppose, I mean, obviously I know at least one of your clients is a landlord.
Yes.
But we've also got the Renters' Rights Bill coming in. Are there going to be many changes, similar changes that are affecting the work that you do with that?
I don't know it in detail, that bill, I have to say. I don't know of any tax changes with that coming up, so hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
It's different if you've got a limited company and you've got property through your limited company, and then there's landlords that have a couple of properties maybe, and they own them individually outright. So there's different sort of rules and regulations for each one, but we'll have to have a look into that and see
when that happens.
When that happens, and if there are any changes in the meantime.
So another thing just in the distance that we'll just have to wait and see. So quite at certain times. I mean, it's nice actually, because you do seem quite good spirits. Obviously things busy, but.
Things are busy. I like busy. Things are going to probably get even busier, which I mentioned to you before about making tax digital. That's a big change coming up for sole traders and landlords, potentially, if their turnover is more than 50,000. And that comes in next year, and then the following year it's for people with turnover more than 30,000. So it's going to bring a lot of people, sole traders and landlords, into the Making Tax Digital, which basically means you've got more reports to submit to HMRC. So at the moment you submit one tax return every year. With Making Tax Digital you need 5. So one every 3 months. Like a VAT return. So this is, if you're already VAT registered, then you're already in the Making Tax Digital sphere. But so once every 3 months, and everybody's on the same 3 months. Not like VAT returns where everybody's got different backwaters. And then you have a final 5th report, which is your normal tax return, that you mop up, any adjustments in the year. So really, instead of seeing some clients once a year, they'll need to bring their stuff in every 3 months. Or what I'm trying to do, because it has to all be on accounting software, that they use the photographing their receipts and uploading them. So if they can do that, we've got access to them immediately, so we can update things as we go along, which saves people popping to the office with paper receipts and things. So we've got to do a bit of training with clients and getting them on board with that software, and so that's going to be busy in the summer to do that.
Right, you say software. There's a number of packages available out there, but are you going to be asking people to use Xero?
Xero. It's much. We like Xero. It's an easy package to use. We don't want clients on different software because it just makes it harder for us, and it's going to be a bit of a logistical nightmare anyway. We've got a month and 7 days to do everybody's reports every 3 months. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, there won't be as many as much information. But if people are uploading all their stuff all the time, we can keep on top of it rather than just do 3 months' work in that small period of time. And we'll, obviously we're doing VAT returns and payroll and accounts and all the rest of the things we have to do as well. So it's going to be
interesting.
Interesting. It's a big change for the industry. That's the biggest thing that's coming up for us. And we'll get there, and we've already identified who's going to be included in that. And they're sort of phasing it in, as I say, 50,000 turnover, then 30,000 turnover. So it's phasing us in gently with it. So it should be okay, hopefully.
Right. So this time next year, we'll see what other changes are afoot. Yes. And it's brilliant to know that you're smiling in the face of that change.
Got to smile.
Well, Alison, thank you very much. And I'm sure things are going to continue to go well.
Thanks very much.